Well, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dreamers and doubters. Isn't it wild how some people gamble with things they can't even comprehend? They take your essence, your worth, your heart, your strength, and throw it onto the table like a shiny coin. They roll the dice, betting on you as if your value could be won in a game, thinking they'll walk away victorious, rich with your energy, inflated with your soul. But here's the twist: they lost. Not just a hand, not just a hand, not just a round, they lost everything. Here's why. They never really knew your worth. They underestimated you, thinking they could tear you down piece by piece and still emerge on top. They treated your kindness, your dedication, your spirit like an endless well they could drain dry, assuming you'd never notice. They kept taking, kept playing their little game. But here's the kicker: while they gambled, you grew. Yes, you. While they were busy rolling the dice on your worth, you were evolving into something they could never grasp. They were too blinded by their arrogance, too drunk on their illusion of control to see what was really happening, that you were becoming stronger with every chip they stole, every card they played, every little move they made. They thought you were their pawn, just another piece they could manipulate at will. But they never realized the most dangerous truth of all: the game only works when the player doesn't know they're being played. And you, my friend, figured out the con long before they thought to play their final hand. They gambled with your worth like it was some bargaining chip. But the game, it was rigged from the start. And now the house is burning down. Oh, now they feel it, that gut-wrenching dread, that sinking sensation in their chest as they realize what's slipping through their fingers. It's not just their material gains they've lost control, lost their grip on you, lost the illusion of power they thought they had over you. They've gambled with your essence, thinking they could never lose, that the deck was always stacked in their favor. But the truth? The game was never theirs to win. You were never up for auction. Your value was never theirs to define. Your worth is boundless, untouchable, unshakable, and now they're choking on the reality of their own arrogance. They bet against you, but now they've bankrupted themselves. And you're not just standing, you're towering above them. You've grown stronger, sharper, fiercer with every attempt they made to break you. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes of their petty schemes, you've become something unstoppable, something they can never tear down. They thought they could hollow you out, strip you of everything, but they missed the point entirely. You can't destroy something that's destined to rise. And rise you have. Every time they doubted you, every time they took more than they deserved, every time they mocked your strength, you grew. You grew into a force they could never have anticipated. Now they're left in the wreckage of their own making, surrounded by the shattered remains of their delusions, staring at you whole, invincible, untouchable. And the best part, you don't have to lift a finger. They're standing in the ruin of their own hubris, and all you have to do is watch as they finally realize what real power looks like. And it's not in their hands anymore. You, my friend, hold all the cards. You are the storm they never saw coming, the fire they can't extinguish, the shadow they will never outrun. And now, as they stand there, broken and bewildered, trying to make sense of the chaos they've brought upon themselves, they're finally starting to understand the gravity of their mistake. It's almost poetic, isn't it? How they once thought they were in control, pulling the strings, manipulating the game, when all along they were simply pawns in a narrative far bigger than their own short-sighted ambitions. They thought they could play you, twist you, bend you to their will, but now they're standing amidst the smoldering wreckage of their own arrogance, grasping at the ashes of a power they never truly possessed. See, this was never about the cards they played or the tricks they used. It was about something deeper: your resilience, your unstoppable will to rise no matter how many times they tried to knock you down. Every attempt they made to chip away at you only fueled the fire inside. Every smug move they made, thinking they had you figured out, was just another nail in the coffin of their own downfall. You see, they misunderstood the most powerful force in the game: belief. Not just any belief, but your belief in yourself. That's the power they could never touch. And now that same power is the very thing that's dismantling their world, piece by piece, brick by brick. They gambled on your downfall, but now they're the ones falling, spiraling into the void of their own failures. And the irony? Oh, it's delicious. They spent so long thinking they could break you, but in the end, they were only breaking themselves. They thought they could siphon your energy, use you until there was nothing left. But the truth was right there in front of them the whole time. You were never theirs to control. Now they're left clutching at shadows, haunted by the realization that they bet on the wrong side. They're drowning in the very sea they thought they'd cast you into, suffocating under the weight of their own misguided ambitions. And you, standing tall, stronger than ever, with the fire of your unshakable worth burning brighter than ever before, you don't need to gloat. No, your silence speaks louder than any words ever could. Your power radiates with every breath, with every step, and they feel it. Oh, they feel it. And the best part, this isn't just an ending for them, it's a beginning for you. A rebirth, a moment of absolute clarity where you understand just how unstoppable you've become. Every step you take from here forward is a reminder that they were never in control. You were. Always. The game was never about their power over you, it was about you realizing your own. They thought they could take your light, but instead they sparked something they could never contain. And now, as you rise higher, more fierce, more unstoppable than ever, their last realization sets in: they never stood a chance. Because in this game, the one they thought they could manipulate, the true power has always been, and will always be yours. So now let them watch. Let them stand in the ruins of their schemes, feeling the full weight of their mistakes. Because from here on out, it's not about their plans, their games, or their power. It's about you rising, thriving, and burning with a light that will never be dimmed. And they'll forever be haunted by the moment they realized you were the storm all along. You were the fire they couldn't extinguish. And now they're the ones left in the ashes of their own downfall. And here's the undeniable truth. The part that will echo in their minds forever: they can't undo what's been done. No amount of scrambling or desperate grasping can reverse the tide. They've sown the seeds of their own destruction, and now they have no choice but to reap the bitter harvest. The power they once thought was in their hands has slipped through their fingers like dust. All their strategies, all their games, their calculated moves, they were all for nothing. Because you weren't just playing their game. You were rewriting it. You were reshaping the rules with every step, and now the board belongs to you. And the thing is, they never saw it coming. They were too busy underestimating you, too wrapped up in their illusion of superiority to see the transformation happening right before their eyes. They never imagined you could rise like this, that you would emerge from their pitiful attempts to control you more powerful than they could ever be. Every slight, every betrayal, every time they took more than they deserved, they were forging something within you. Something unbreakable. Something they couldn't even begin to comprehend. Now, as they watch from the sidelines, left in the wreckage of their own arrogance, they finally understand what true strength looks like. It's not the power to control others, to manipulate or deceive. No, real power is what you've shown them. It's the ability to rise again and again, no matter how many times they tried to knock you down. Real power is in your resilience, in the way you turned every loss into fuel, every setback into a lesson, every betrayal into a spark for something greater. And now that they see it, it terrifies them. The truth is too much to bear. They never imagined you could become something they couldn't contain, something beyond their reach. But here you are, standing tall while they're crumbling under the weight of their own miscalculations. They thought they could break you, but instead you've shattered their illusions. What's worse for them, what will haunt them most, is that they can't escape it. They can't run from the truth that they've lost not just a game, but everything, because they've lost you. You, the one they thought they could bend to their will, the one they thought would always be within their grasp. They gambled on your silence, on your submission. But now you're louder and more unstoppable than they ever could have anticipated. And the best part, this is just the beginning. Because your rise, your transformation, it's far from over. They're left looking at the ashes of what they once thought was their control, while you, my friend, are only just starting to tap into your full potential. Every step forward from here is a reminder to them of what they've lost. A reminder that they had the audacity to bet against someone who was destined to rise. Now they're the ones living in the shadow of your success, haunted by the echoes of their own downfall, knowing they'll never be able to undo the damage. while you, unshaken, unstoppable, continue to soar higher. You've become a force of nature, something they'll never be able to contain, let alone control. And the truth that stings them the most, you didn't just win, you transcended. You've become something far greater than any game, something they'll never be able to comprehend, something they'll never be able to touch. You are the storm, the fire, the force that burns brighter than any illusion they once believed in. So let them watch helpless as you rise beyond their reach. Let them feel the weight of their choices, the weight of their own failure. Because now the game is over. And you've already won.